It's February 2010 in Fremont, California. Holy crap, I can't believe this place. It's like a city. Elon Musk is on an undercover tour of an old Toyota factory. He's dressed in a hard hat, goggles, and a company jacket. Toyota doesn't want him to be recognized. They don't want any mention leaked that they might be unloading the factory. Musk gawks as a company manager guides him through the cavernous facility.
It's big, all right. 5 million square feet on 370 acres. Big enough to allow 10,000 workers to manufacture 500,000 cars per year. It was built back
I know the history. GM built it in 1962. You guys partnered with them in '84 and started rolling out Corollas, Prisms, Novas, and Tacomas. Musk has done his homework on the facility, and he wants it. Actually, he needs it. If Tesla is going to snare the U.S. government's EV incentive loan of $465 million, he has to find a factory to mass produce the Model S, or it won't happen.
I've got to admit, I was surprised when we got the call from Mr. Toyota approving your visit. Competitors aren't usually allowed in here.
Aiko Toyoda is the president and CEO of Toyota, and the grandson of the founder. Though Musk has reached out to him many times, no one has ever responded. Until now. Musk smiles to himself. That means he's on Toyota's radar. Even better, he likes the idea that the planet's biggest car maker considers Tesla a competitor.
So where is your current plant?
In an old Chevy dealership in Menlo Park.
Seems like you're going to need something bigger if you're going to produce the Model S in big numbers.
Musk watches the cars move down the assembly line, which is about the length of a football field. It's lined with gleaming Tacoma trucks. Back in Menlo Park, his people are putting together cars by hand, one by one. Now that General Motors, Toyota's partner in the factory, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, word is that Toyota is looking to sell. They don't need the massive place flying solo. Musk can already envision the name Tesla on the front of the sprawling facility. And with the clock ticking on the government loan, he needs to close a deal. With Toyota relocating its operations to Texas, the company should be a motivated seller. But how motivated? A major plant like this, something that can compete with anything in Detroit, starts at around $1 billion. And Musk has only $42 million to spend. Getting Toyota to allow Musk to tour the plant is one thing. Getting him to sell the place at a bargain basement price is something else entirely. From Wondery, I'm David Brown, and this is Business Wars. In our last episode, Tesla went from an experimental idea concocted by a handful of Silicon Valley tech nerds who had never built a car to an actual company. Elon Musk joined in, providing financial backing from his windfall after selling PayPal. Against all odds, the fledgling business developed the Roadster, a stunning, expensive sports EV. Manufactured in small numbers, it nevertheless put Tesla on the map. In 2010, Tesla Motors is only 7 years old. It's made about 1,300 cars, but the company has already experienced tremendous highs and devastating lows. Elon Musk, and just about everyone who works with him, is a victim of his hypercharged ambition. He's both an inspirational and polarizing figure, whose goal is to change the way the traditional auto industry works. And as his many followers have maintained for decades, Musk wants to save humanity. It's been a struggle, but Detroit is finally bowing to the Tesla vision, moving electric vehicles to the top of production slates. In other words, Now that Tesla has chummed the waters, Motor City wants to control the EV market. For now, Musk is pinning his hopes on the Model S, but he still needs some place to actually make the cars. If he can't score a factory, the car is just a cool concept. Things have to come together quickly, or Tesla is toast. This is Episode 2, Survival Mode. It's a lovely morning in April 2010 at Elon Musk's mansion in Bel Air, California. Good morning, guys. Smiling broadly, Musk walks out to greet two men waiting for him in the driveway, Tesla's CFO and the company's vice president of business development. They look at Musk and frown. He's wearing a tie covered with blood.
Good morning, Elon. What's up with the tie?
Musk stares back at them for what seems like an eternity. And then, "Gotcha! It's fake blood!" The men grin and shake their heads. Typical Elon. The company's future is on the line and he comes up with this stunt. "I knew you guys would be nervous about today. Just thought I'd lighten the mood." After weeks of wrangling, the president of Toyota is moments away from arriving at Musk's house. Musk's goal is to convince Aiko Toyota to sell him the Toyota plant for a fraction of what it's worth. "Don't worry, I have a good feeling about today. I think Aiko and I are going to hit it off. But do I bow or shake hands?" Before anyone can answer, a fleet of shiny black Toyota minivans peel into the driveway. Musk quickly rips off his gag tie. A door opens, and Aiko Toyota steps out, followed by his entourage. He extends his hand and a big smile.
Mr. Musk, a pleasure to meet you.
"Call me Elon. The pleasure's all mine." Toyota glances admiringly at the gleaming red Tesla in the driveway.
The Roadster. Does it drive as good as it looks?
"Absolutely. But why not see for yourself?" Toyota quickly gets behind the wheel. He's a veteran of European endurance races and a fully qualified Toyota test driver. Musk hops in next to him. After a few hair-raising minutes of gunning around the hills, Toyota guides the silent car back into Musk's driveway. The men sit in the Roadster as Toyota turns to look Musk in the eye.
That was fun, Elon. My compliments on your car and on managing to get it into the marketplace. That's not an easy thing. What you've done with Tesla is very impressive.
Thank you. That means a lot, Aiko. But I'll be honest with you. If I'm going to keep Tesla going, I need to buy your factory, and the price needs to be right. Toyota smiles at him.
I like your spirit, Elon. And what price would be right?
Musk doesn't miss a beat. "I have $42 million. Musk's big move is to just tell Toyota the truth. Toyota looks out the windshield for a few moments. A sale, even at this price, would save Toyota the shame of closing the plant down, something Toyota has never done before. His face reveals nothing. Musk holds his breath.
I think we can work something out.
Musk is shocked. The dream is coming true. The men shake, sealing the deal. Musk is getting a $1 billion factory for $42 million. Once again, Tesla is back off life support. For the moment. When the deal is officially announced in May, there's a new angle that's even better for Tesla. Not only is Toyota selling Musk the assembly plant in Fremont, but Toyota is pledging to buy $50 million worth of Tesla's common stock the minute the business goes public. For Musk, the alignment is another example of Tesla's standing in the automotive industry. As GM struggles with bankruptcy, Tesla is partnering with the biggest car company in the world to build an electric car future. At Cobo Center in Detroit, the 2010 edition of the annual Detroit Auto Show is in full swing. For more than a century, this show has been the prime display for upcoming car models.
Hey, let's check out this Electric Avenue showcase. It's a new thing, all the electrics and hybrids.
Why not? Let's see what the visionaries are up to. God knows Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler don't have anything new. The two veteran franchise dealers for Ford and Chevy are wandering the massive hall. They approach the 37,000 square foot exhibit dedicated to green vehicles. EVs are breathing life into an industry suffering from a major slump and severe economic woes.
This'll be interesting. Since Tesla, everybody's trying to figure out what to do. They got to get in the pool, but the question is, how deep?
It's a fair question for Detroit, especially since 98% of car sales are still gas vehicles. The industry knows demand for hybrids and EVs will only grow. But there seems to be little to gain in going green if consumers aren't buying a lot of them. Look at this thing, the Tango. Looks like a golf cart on steroids.
Yeah, but 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, a 200-mile range and all electric? Not bad.
Check out the Mitsubishi i-MiEV. Not too sexy, but it's supposed to be out next fall. The men stroll Electric Avenue, past long rows of mostly small silver cars from around the world. They all tout at least a 100-mile range, using mostly lithium-ion battery technology. And they're all in the fight for the EV market. The Audi e-tron 2, the BMW Concept Active E, the Volvo Electric C30 among the contenders. Then they come to a cherry red Tesla Model S, and both dealers stop and stare. Wow, nice lines on this thing. And 300 miles per charge?
We'll see if Musk can pull it off. He's promising to launch it in 2012. I'll believe it when I see it.
Tesla's showing at the event makes a splash. The industry's environmental watchdog site, Green Car Reports, sizes them up and says the Model S, the Chevy Volt, the Nissan Leaf, and the Toyota Prius are the only cars at the show that matter. But anything can happen between now and 2012. Early June, at a bar in Hawthorne, California, where Tesla's HQ is based. Two attorneys hired to prep the company for its IPO are staring into their drinks, shaking their heads. Can you believe Elon was threatening to fire the entire team today?
Sure, that's business as usual. He's going to micromanage the marketing to the bitter end, but no one's getting fired. Once we IPO, we'll have the money to get the Model S on the market.
I'm guessing the offering will make at least $200 million.
Probably. But remember, not everything is perfect with this company. That could affect things.
True. It's been a money pit since they hung out a shingle. $290 million in losses against about $150 million in revenue. And they've only come out with one car, that Roadster. That's it. I don't think that's going to play well with investors.
And if Musk wants to dominate the mid-size sedan market like he says, he's going to go up against the Nissan Leaf and the Chevy Volt. They're both coming out this year and at half the price of a Model S.
You know, the big question is how the hell is Musk going to deal with answering to thousands of stockholders? He's not too good about sharing control. He might explode like one of his SpaceX rockets. On June 29, 2010, Tesla goes public. It's the first IPO from a U.S. car company since Ford went public in 1956. And it's a success. As promised, Toyota buys $50 million worth of stock. Shares start at $17 and close at $23.98, a jump of 40%, raising $226 million. Tesla's market value is at $2.2 billion. It's a big step towards solid financial footing. Since rising from the ashes of a bankruptcy in July of 2009, General Motors has been trying to get back in the game. In November 2010, GM announces it will sink $163 million into reopening 3 manufacturing plants in and around the economically challenged city of Flint, Michigan. The investment is intended to fund the production of the Volt. For the town filled with unemployed auto workers, it's good news. It's also an indication that GM is completely behind the plug-in hybrid. Despite the investment in the Volt, it's pretty clear that GM's bread and butter still comes from Chevy and GMC full-size pickups, powered by gasoline. In 2010, GM sells nearly 600,000 trucks, controlling 40% of the market. The popularity of these gas-sucking American icons is a reminder of how far Musk has to go in driving them off the road. But with Musk's promise to mass-produce the Model S by 2012, there's one significant issue. How exactly will he sell the Model S? He only has a handful of showrooms, and he has no interest in having dealerships. And that puts Musk squarely in front of a Texas-sized roadblock. It's May 2011 at the Texas Legislative Offices in Austin. Tesla is ready to go to war with the Lone Star State. Texas law prohibits car makers from selling cars directly, which is Tesla's plan. Instead, they must be sold in Detroit's traditional manner through dealerships. Tesla executive George Blankenship is meeting with a lawmaker. Blankenship is ready to fight if needed, but he prefers a more non-confrontational approach. Before we get into this, I have a Roadster parked downstairs if you'd like to take it for a spin. Just saying. The lawmaker smiles. Well, sir, that certainly sounds like a good time, but it's not going to get you any closer to changing the law in Texas. Blankenship forces a chuckle. He was handpicked by Musk as Tesla's new vice president of sales and ownership experience. Working with Steve Jobs, Blankenship created Apple's unique store experience. It's exactly the exclusive high-tech vibe Musk is looking for with his new showrooms. As you may know, we're going to open a showroom in Houston in October to feature the new Model S. There's a huge demand for Tesla EVs in your state. So, if we could, I'd like to suggest... I'm sorry, Mr. Blankenship, but this is just the way it is. Dealerships are powerful here, very well connected politically. And no one wants to see people put out of business just so a car maker can sell directly. And dealerships mark up sticker prices, which means Texas car buyers pay more. Like I said, that's the law. I've looked at the law. We may have a workaround. What if we open a showroom that only offers education and instruction on Tesla vehicles? No actual selling on the premises. The legislator frowns and scans through the regulations. Well, there's nothing that prohibits that exactly. Excellent. But that will be addressed and likely changed in the next legislative session. Blankenship is prepped for this. That means it'll be 2 years before the law can actually be changed. We're good until then. The legislator exhales and shrugs. Blankenship smiles at the man and dangles the keys to the Roadster. Thank you, sir. Now, how about a drive around the block? Texas and its hugely profitable car market isn't the only state prohibiting direct sales. 17 others either allow only limited direct sales or ban them completely. Tesla scored a temporary victory in Texas, but it'll have to be repeated across the country. If Tesla is going to finally take on Motor City at its own game at the production level, the Model S has to be able to sell on the scale of Detroit, too. Blankenship's Texas soft cell solution is an interactive gallery with large computer touchscreen displays in the mold of what he created for the Apple stores. Tesla installs these galleries at high-end shopping malls, where shoppers can crawl through vehicles to see how they look and feel. A potential buyer can get on a screen, see an image of the car and pick things like color, interior, and add-ons. They can plug in their driving habits and figure potential savings by going electric. Unlike the classic hard sell showrooms of Detroit's longtime brands, this is meant to be an immersive, user-friendly experience. No one works on commission, which removes the sales pressure. It's all about drawing people into the cult of Tesla, something that's paramount to Musk. When a customer is ready to make a purchase, they enter their information on a computer and wait for a call from Tesla's Colorado headquarters for pricing and delivery details. Under Texas law, no Teslas can be delivered within the state until they're paid for. Blankenship's loophole works in Texas, though it's unclear whether this will work in other states where direct car sales are illegal. And this has to happen for Tesla if it's going to grow beyond a niche market. It's April 2011 at the New York Auto Show in Manhattan's Jacob Javits Convention Center. BMW North America CEO Jim O'Donnell sits down with an industry reporter. O'Donnell is not as open-minded as GM's Volt champion Bob Lutz. So things are ramping up in the EV world. BMW has the hybrid i3 model slated for 2013. Tesla's close to selling out the Model S run of 6,500 in just pre-orders. The same will likely happen for the pure electric Nissan Leaf.
Oh, I don't think so. That's marketing hype. Most people who are claiming they want an EV will back off due to the range and cost. And what about charging stations? We're talking enormous infrastructure problems.
What about home charging?
Well, to install a wall-box home charger can cost $20,000 alone. And if you live in an apartment, then what?
BMW's current marketing slogan is diesel, good, clean, fun.
Exactly, and that's true. BMW's new 3 Series diesel isn't like a Mercedes of the 70s. It's not clattering around, spewing out soot and fumes, and unlike an EV, it's got a tremendous range. I mean, trust me, Americans want options beyond EVs. As production gears up for the promised mid-2012 delivery date of the Model S, Musk is already thinking about the next Tesla EV. His plan, sparked by his own 5 children, is to create an affordable SUV. He's seen firsthand what's needed to drive a bunch of kids around. This new, larger vehicle is meant to put Detroit on notice. He's calling it the Model X. By summer of 2011, Tesla desperately needs to start production of the Model S to hit the fast-approaching 2012 release date. Though the company inherited some equipment with the purchase of the Fremont factory, it needs more extremely expensive machinery, and funds are dwindling. The government loan, the deals with Daimler and Toyota, and the stock windfall are just not enough to make the Model S. Tesla's engineering team is headed by well-respected veteran Jaguar and Lotus engineer Peter Rawlinson. He's been pushing the Model S team to the max. They're working crazy hours, redesigning the car repeatedly. Rawlinson is making headway, completing test versions, but Musk demands expensive, time-consuming changes, and he's growing impatient. The two men have little in common. Rawlinson is British, refined, and well-mannered. Musk is often just the opposite. He's openly hostile with Rawlinson, whose nerves are frayed. In December, he leaves for England to spend the holidays with his ailing mother. It's early January 2012. Musk grabs his phone and glances at the caller ID. It's Rawlinson. Peter, are you back? I need you to get busy on some Model S design issues immediately.
I'm not coming back, Elon.
That's hilarious. Now, seriously, I don't have time to joke around. You need to get out to the Fremont plant
I'm not joking. I'm sorry, but I've had enough. I've done my best. The whole team has, but Elon, we can't meet your demands. I'm staying in England. Good luck with the Model S. It will be a superb vehicle.
Musk realizes that Rawlinson is serious. He also realizes the precarious position production is suddenly in. Look, Peter, I'm sure we can work something out.
No, it's too much. I've been dividing my time between the Model S and the Model X, and I'm burned out. Good luck.
Musk is in shock. As usual, he's driven himself to the edge along with his staff. Truth is, even his second marriage, after only 18 months, is flaming out. He's walking a tightrope. He's desperate. He repeatedly asks Rawlinson to come back. He begs him, but nothing works. When the news hits the media, Tesla's stock drops by 20%, just as the Model S is about to go into production. Timing couldn't be worse. On January 16th, Musk holds a press conference, assuring reporters that Tesla will deliver the car in mid-July. The next day, his wife, actress Tallulah Riley, files for divorce. By February, Musk has replaced Rawlinson. The Model S team is again working around the clock. They're battling safety issues with the Model S that must be addressed, as well as Musk's never-ending design tweaks. But by the end of July, they have exactly 10 cars assembled at the Fremont factory. By August, the Fremont factory has manufactured 50. They're not without problems, but with a small fleet, the team can correct the problems themselves. In early October, the plant is up to 100 cars weekly. It's an achievement, but miles away from the goal of creating the 5,000 pre-sold sedans by the end of the year. Cash reserves are at frightening levels. Tesla has a paltry $86 million in the bank. The company has based its budget on projections of selling Model S cars at a much faster pace. Bills are going unpaid. In September, Musk announces he's selling 5 million shares of stock. It prompts a stinging examination of Tesla's problems in the New York Times. The story details a laundry list of issues, including questioning the company's ability to pay back the government's $465 million loan. And if Tesla can't, taxpayers will get stuck with a bill. The Times pulls no punches, saying Tesla is now entering a critical phase. That's an understatement. It's early 2013 at GM's Design Center in Detroit. Mary Barra is General Motors' Executive Vice President of Global Product Development, charged with developing GM's EV efforts. She looks out on a group of her top designers and engineers.
Okay, people. We have a tremendous opportunity to dominate the EV market, but we're going to need a lot of brainstorming to get there.
GM is recovering from bankruptcy, and Barra knows what the company is capable of. She should. She was 18 years old when she started working at GM in 1980, inspecting fenders and hoods. Barra has never worked anywhere else.
Here's the breakdown of the current terrain. You've got Tesla's Model S. Great car, getting great press. It can get 300 miles with a single charge.
A designer raises his hand. But it's completely unaffordable to the majority of EV buyers. Most people can't spend $70,000 on any car.
Right, especially in a two-car family culture. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the Nissan Leaf. It's just under $30,000, but it can only go about 80 miles on a single charge.
Talk about range anxiety.
Right, that's a customer's biggest issue with any EV. But if we can offer a car with at least a 200-mile range for around $30,000, we could own the market. As you all know, we've been developing the Bolt. I want to put that into high gear.
When the Chevy Volt came out in 2011, it got good notices and established GM as a company taking EVs seriously. But it didn't sell. Now, the Chevy Bolt can utilize the engineering developments of the Volt and potentially leap ahead.
Here's the main thing. We need the Bolt to appeal to everybody, not just the green demographic.
Meaning nothing too flashy, just a solid functional car with good-sized interior, plenty of leg and headroom in the back seats?
I like it. Battery life is a concern, of course. Just keep thinking about pushing to 200 miles.
The meeting goes on for hours. When it's finished, Barra has solid, aggressive plans to move on GM's concept car in just 2 years. The same time, another new car hits the market, the Tesla Model X. As 2013 begins, Tesla's CFO determines that the Fremont factory can manufacture 4,750 cars in the first 3 months of the year. That would leave the company with a profit of $1. When Musk learns of this, he can accept it. Bottom line is that even a buck profit means he's still in business. His stock sale of 5 million shares brings in enough funding to keep the lights on and the Model S assembly lines rolling. Meanwhile, Tesla's sales guru George Blankenship has opened up 32 high-concept stores around the world with dozens more on deck. He pushes his team into overdrive, assuring the order-to-delivery pipeline hums along at top speed. The result is remarkable. In April, buoyed by great press, word of mouth, and Musk's tweets and showmanship, Model S sales soared to $329 million. The CFO's prediction of a $1 profit actually balloons into $11 million. It's the first quarter in the company's decade-long history it's ever turned a profit. It's 2013 at GM headquarters in Detroit. General Motors CEO Dan Akerson is sitting with a GM board member. Akerson slaps a magazine down on a table and pushes it toward the board member.
Have you seen this? Consumer Reports says the Tesla Model S is so revolutionary and advanced it's like a car from a different planet.
And yes, I'm quoting.
Yeah, planet Silicon Valley.
And that's a world away from Detroit. The magazine gives the Model S a score of 99 out of 100. That's the highest rating they've ever given anyone. They say it's the best car they've ever tested, EV or otherwise. Tesla's really getting their game together. The endorsement from Consumer Reports is tremendous. It's a not-for-profit publication that acts as an advocate for the consumer. It even buys its own test cars. The review shocks everyone in Detroit.
When Motor Trend voted the Model S car of the year a few months ago, we figured that just matters to car freaks. This is different. Consumer Reports matters to everybody.
Yeah, and now Tesla is building charging stations from California to New York. They say they're going to make the power free for Tesla owners. The car's expensive, but they're sure making it seem damn viable.
But Musk is a risk taker. He's addicted to it, and he's come close to destruction before. It can happen again.
Rather than trying to crush the competition, GM's move is to wait for Tesla to implode. Tesla is riding high. The effusive press reviews, the profits, the overall embrace of the Model S, even at $109,000 a pop, it's all Musk has envisioned. GM CEO Dan Akerson knows a threat when he sees one. He's a former naval officer with a background as an electrical engineer and finance expert. Just the man for serious recon. Akerson is curious as hell about what makes Tesla tick. And he's going to make it his personal business to find out. From Wondery, this is episode 2 of Tesla vs. Detroit for Business Wars. A quick note about recreations you've been hearing. In most cases, we can't know exactly what was said. Those scenes are dramatizations.